All right, good morning. This is Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live. Oh, it's a beautiful day, and I'm here with co-host Edward Everett, aka Mr. E. Mr. E, how are you?
And a pleasant good morning to you. Thank you so very, very much. And we appreciate you on a TGIF. Thank God it's a Friday. We're so glad the temperature on our side here is about 40, 46, 45 degrees, and it's expected to go up to about 51 degrees with partly cloudy all day long. So guess what? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's absolutely nice here. We can expect maybe a little rain, but the temperature is going to start climbing this weekend. Thank God. We're going to be close to 60, if not 60 and more. And it's good to see that. We're getting ready to head into March. And then, after a while down the bottom, it's going to be springtime. And I'm glad because we had a pretty cold winter, not like up north now. And we didn't have up north weather, but we had Hampton roads. When you get a snowflake, you shut the city down weather.
Well,
So,
they say
yes.
March come in like a lamb or like a lion, one of the two. So March is coming in about a couple of more days like a lion because on Monday they say it's supposed to snow here.
All right. Well, we shall see. In the meantime, let's welcome our friends. Let's welcome FYI Facebook friends, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and we are here on TikTok. Good morning to you all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. We're looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful show. We're going to introduce our guest in a minute. But it is Fun Friday. We want to just say thank you for our sponsors, Bulvic Academy, BULVIC. Make sure you all visit that site, www.bulvicacademy.com. Make sure you visit our other sponsor at beardgods.com. That's BEARDGODZ, our sponsors. Make sure you go to their pages and check out some of the things that they have for you. Also, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We have two channels over there on our YouTube. We have Cristo Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. Then we have at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton over there on YouTube. Make sure you also come over here on TikTok, Y Hinton. That's YHINTON. We're here. Make sure you like, share, tell folk about it. We need the numbers, our numbers to go up. We want to reach more people. Of course, we have all these platforms, but I tell you what, there's so many people on the internet, on social media, and we want to really communicate and serve those on as many as we can. So look, Mr. E, we're not going to delay this because I tell you what, there's someone that's here with us, our very special guest, and he has a lot to say. We have, and I hope you don't mind, we call him the love doctor or the love guru. But he is Tony Veer, the founder and CEO of the Relationship Mastery Institute. I love that too. He is a relationship expert, and I want to say good morning to you, Tony.
Good morning, Yolanda and Mr. E.
Hope you are doing good. Look, where do you hail from? Tell our listeners and viewers.
I hail from New York City. I'm a native New Yorker, and we talk a certain language. We talk a little bit of Italian. Forget about it. We talk hip hop. Yo, what up, yo?
Yes.
You got a lot of different jargons. But yes, I'm here. Originally born in the Boogie Down Bronx, and I just love what I'm doing, and I can't stop. My life purpose is to have love present on the planet and to leave humanity better than I found them, and that's why I ain't never gonna stop doing what I'm doing.
Doing it under all that snow, Tony?
You got to stay indoors because, man, ooh.
It's cold.
There was snow. There was a big snow a month ago, and some of that snow is still on the ground right here. Jesus.
Ooh. Tony, you
It's
don't know that I'm a native New York. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but only lived
okay.
here about 6 years
Okay.
of my life. And my father had a tragic accident in the subway.
Mm, mm.
Moved us here to Virginia. So even though I've been here officially for mostly all my life, I hail from the Big Apple as well.
Yep. Brooklyn in the house.
Brooklyn in the house. So Tony, oh my goodness, we been looking forward to talking with you. There is so much going on. We're here in 2026. It's been a minute since we've heard, uh, from you and what's going on. We're interested to know about relationships in 2026, what's going on, and how people are faring in relationships now. Um, did I mention that you are the author of Qualifying Men? It says your secret formula to choosing the right man and keeping him. And this is usually our women's segment. So ladies, listen, you need to listen to this conversation, but not only that, make sure you get the book. We're going to be talking about the book a little bit later. But Tony, 2026, what's different?
What's different is the circumstances of life. What I have learned over the years is that almost everything is systematized and fundamentally designed. God knows what he was doing when he was designing stuff. And so what happens is the biggest problems that's happening right now is that people are not really learning how to stay in communication in relationship face to face with each other because of COVID. We still
Oh,
dealing with that. We're not dealing with COVID. We're dealing with the impact of COVID. That's the first thing.
absolutely.
The second thing is that people don't know the systemization of relationships from dating on up. So the first biggest problem is not understanding the systemization of relationships and not knowing how much they know or don't know. So one of the things I learned is when I'm dealing with people, am I talking to a rookie, an intermediate, or an advanced? Because when it comes to relationships, a rookie don't even know how to get somebody to be with them. They need to learn how to get somebody, and then an intermediate needs to know how to keep somebody. But an advanced needs to know how to choose the right somebody in the first place. And this is why people who meet their high school sweetheart and fall in love and get married, they stay together for 50, 60 years till somebody dies
Ooh.
because they chose the right somebody in the first place. But what I have learned is that if people don't choose the right one the first time, they don't get it right to the third or fourth marriage.
Ooh, they don't get it right until the third or fourth one.
Yeah, because nobody taught them. Even their parents don't know how to teach them. Their parents could be, great grandparents, but they don't know how to educate them. Don't know how to use the language for it. They just do it instinctively, and that's the problem. Not enough education for it.
So let's go back to what you just said about the pandemic. It pulled us apart or it brought us together? Which one?
No, no, it pulled us apart more so because now we're like using Zoom and dating sites and social media to connect with each other rather than sit across the street. Because when I grew up, probably same time as you, we used to play in the street games all the day, every day. We was always outside. Only time we came home was when mommy said, "Yo, come in."
Yes, yes,
So we,
absolutely.
yes.
So
So we
that
were
is
socialized.
very interesting.
Yeah. Yes. So
The
there's another thing that people don't know about relationships is that they need to understand the dating process, because the dating process, when it's at its best, when you're at your best at it, you never stop dating your partner. No matter how long you've been married, you're always going to be dating them. It's just how you do it. So let me give you the 9 stages of the dating process.
Just
okay,
before you go into the 9 stages of your dating process, I got
Mhm.
one great question
Go ahead.
I want to ask you, Mr. Veer, is how is your relationship?
My relationship is I am single. I've been single for a while because I know how to choose to write somebody, and I ain't see her yet.
So how long had you been single?
Very long,
And so
actually.
in order, my question is, in order for you to give advice, about relationships, and you have not conquered it yet, How can you do that?
Conquer is different from how come I've been single. That's
How
different.
how can you do
Yes.
it? How can you give advice when there's no advice that you have not pulled through it yourself?
Okay, so now I'm gonna have to tell on myself a little bit.
Yes. Let's see.
Okay, so I was born to do this. I
Mhm.
was gifted by God to give this to me. I'm a spiritual channeler. I listen to God talk to me all the time. But the first time I learned about relationships, I was 8 years old. I had four coaches between 8 and 20 at age 23, and I didn't know what coaches was at the time, but they were teaching me. The first guy, he taught me, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but he taught me something. He brought me in a room with him to see him playing with his girlfriend. And I realized after a little while, I was like, wait a minute, girls like guys. Wow, that was amazing. I was 8 when I got that. Oh, I know that thing. And then between age uh, 17 and 30, I was a disco beast, a party beast. Oh my God. I was very good at meeting people. I've been married and divorced twice, got two daughters, and I've been doing personal development training since 1999. And if you ever read Malcolm Gladwell's book, I think it's I forget what they call it, but it's one of the ones where people are smart and like that. He said mastery begins at 10,000 hours of training, of learning. And when
Yes.
I read that, I laughed because it was at 12,000 hours already. And
Wow.
at this point, I've been keeping track of how much time I spent learning. I've learned about people and relationships over 38,000 hours.
That is
30.
amazing.
Yes.
So,
And I've read cover to cover almost 4,000 books.
and that's amazing. Look, give us those tips. You said you had 9 of them.
Yes. The dating
That's
tips.
good.
Exactly. Yeah. Because they never go away. They was doing this. This was still in existence when Jesus Christ was walking the planet, when the dinosaurs was getting ready to leave. We used to go through this because it's wired in us. So here they are. Stage one is preparation. You're preparing to go on a date.
Mhm.
Stage two is you prospecting. You're looking for somebody to go on a date. Even if you're married, you're looking to see if your partner is ready to go.
Yes.
Three, Three is starting conversations. That's why there's a saying out there where they call some guys pickup artists because they know how to start conversations.
Yes.
Fourth is getting related. Hey, are we like similar? We got some things in common, so that's called getting related. Fifth is presenting yourself because you want to present yourself in such a way that they like you.
Yes.
Because at the same time you're in presentation mode, you're also in qualifying mode. You're being qualified and you're qualifying that other person. So presenting and qualifying go together. 5 and 6. 7 is overcoming objections.
Mm.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Most people don't know how to deal with that. They be like, ooh, and then they give up on love altogether.
Yeah.
So you got to learn how to recognize what an objection is and see if it's worth it for you. 8 is closing the deal, getting them to say yes. And
Mhm.
when you do that, you're excited. But then stage 9 is upgrading. What's next? What we going to do next? And so that's how the process goes. It never stops. Just because we deal with COVID, that don't mean that it was no different in that same year, same time, 100 years ago. They had to go through the same stages. So if you don't know how to navigate the stages, you're using troubles. And
Uh,
that,
To- Tony, I
yes,
wanted to ask you. Okay, so you have the book Qualifying Men.
yes.
This is specifically addressed to men. This question: do men take enough time in between relationships? Do they? Is it? Do they take the time to get to know who they are, self love, and to get an understanding and educated for the next relationship? Maybe that first one didn't work. Uh, are they on the hunt as soon as that one is that other person is gone, or are they? Are they taking time to really study this art of dating and relationship?
Most men are not studying, but the reason why they don't do the work is because they feel like a failure. So the biggest desire focus is for men is to be successful,
Yes. Okay.
whereas for women is to be safe and secure. So for
Wow.
us, if we're not successful, we don't feel safe and secure. And men don't want to admit that they feel like a failure because they know that people are going to take advantage of it.
Wow. Look, how have you seen things change? All right, we're in 2026. Take the last 5 years. How have things evolved? Like you said, I know technology is playing a big part. Also, you have these shows now. Look, 90 Day Fiance. People are getting to know each other on reality shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But is the foundation of our relationship secure, or is the divorce rate getting worse and worse?
I think that the divorce rate is getting a little bit worse, not completely worse, but a little bit worse. I think that the shows and the apps that are out there helping people meet people, they're not teaching them what to do once they meet. They're just treating
Wow.
it like it's luck.
Mhm.
It's like they're at the Cinderella Hotel and Casino, gambling, hoping it work. No
Wow.
pass. No pass. Mm-mm.
Amazing. When should education start? I know you said you learned that lesson early. You had your, mentors and people that, just showed you how, hey, this is how we do it. When should
Right.
we really start educating our children and our loved ones about relationships? Because sometimes we get it. I mean, a lot of times we get it wrong. It's like we just playing, trying to wing it in a sense.
Yeah. Yes. So what needs to happen is that adults need to understand the learning process so that they can help their children learn because children are smart. Matter of fact, one of the things that I say is that humanity does have an owner's manual,
Ooh.
but the owner's manual is 4 and 5 year olds because they're the oldest human beings that live as designed. And then they start listening to adults and they're in trouble.
They change. They definitely change.
Right, because they start trying to protect themselves from what the adults are saying, and then also friendships because their friends got the same problem with their parents and adults.
I want
That's
Wow.
to.
why. That's why I was saying that my next book is called "The Joy of Learning," so people can see how their brain learns, and they could avoid being bullied or pushed around by somebody who thinks differently. Because most teachers are like, "How come you don't think the way I do?" That is like that's such a big red flag. It's insane.
Has this
Yes.
has this book that you have written has been designed for men or for women?
It was designed originally for women, but
So
it is for men.
so if it's been designed for men, then why is it for women?
Why is it for women?
Well, tell him the title of it is Qualifying Men, Your Secret Formula to Choosing the Right Man and Keeping Him.
Yes.
So, Tony, go ahead. Are you going to learn both about men and you're
Oh,
going to learn, women are going to learn, gain tools on
correct.
how to deal with men and relationship.
Right. Because in the book, I explain to women how men operate, what their focus is, what they're looking for. But also, I tell them what they do that could possibly get out of the way. Because if you choose the right man, but you don't act right, you can't keep him. So I need to let you know what's going on. For example, women need to understand the difference between men and women. Because if they don't understand the difference, then they're going to make him wrong for not being like her.
Wow.
And so that's why women that are masculine, being masculine with their male partner, they're
So
damaging him because he feels like a failure. He got to sit back and mind his business.
so why
In
is it that
chapter
women?
3, you have this question: how men, or statement, how men are different from women. Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that again. Just
Okay. So men want different things from life than women do. Women want to feel safe and secure. Men want to feel successful, and they want to feel respected. And
yes.
if a man does not feel respected, that means he must not be successful because nobody's considering him successful.
Mhm.
Bad news. If a woman can't make, one of the greatest gifts that women have is believing in him. And when a
Mhm.
woman believes in a man so much that he can't feel like a failure, he ain't letting her go. He can't, because it's like it's a rare gold, rare gift. It's more than the gold and diamonds. It's richer than that.
Amazing. Then you have why men are so hard to figure out. Are you all complicated?
No, we just got taught to be complicated because we
Oh
want to be
man.
successful. Here's how we got taught to be complicated. You ready?
Yes.
We was taught that no older than 7 years old, we're not allowed to be emotional.
Ooh.
So you only be funny, angry, flirty, or we put our mask on and hide in plain
Wow.
sight.
Say that again and explain that again as far as the
Okay.
mask.
Okay. So men, we're told by the time they're 7 years old, you can't be emotional. Don't be a girly man.
Hmm.
You've heard that term before, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Don't be a girly man. That means you can't be emotional. And so they ain't get educated or taught how to deal with that. So they can either be humorous and funny, tell jokes. They can be
Hmm.
angry and scream and bully people around. They can be flirty, and romantic,
Uh
or
huh.
else, or nothing else. Then they got to put on that mask and hide, poker face.
Wow. So look, Tony, this one right here is pretty deep. Look, why not, what not to do to mess up, not that one, but policies, procedures. This is in chapter 6. Policies,
Hmm.
procedures, and standards that make relationships work.
Right. So one of the things that women do that don't know that they're doing this or don't know the impact of it is that they use sex as a weapon,
Hmm.
Yeah, the
as
station
a
that
trade.
off the air.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Another one is that they treat, not the same ladies, but one of the things they'll do is they'll treat him like he's a baby,
Yes.
like like they're his mother. Not good at all.
Say that
And
last part again.
I said
Treat.
another time, another type of thing that women do to men is that they treat him like they're his mother. Like
Ooh.
yeah, like you got to do what I say, so I'm in charge. And like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Y'all are partners. And so
That is amazing.
that's another one. Another one is using whatever he said or did now or last year, using it against him in arguments and discussions, bringing up the past and keeping score on what's going on with him. No, that doesn't
So,
work.
Tony, do you address the types? And you know how we stereotype things. Some people say, well, he's a mama's boy, or he's this, or he's that.
Right.
How do women deal with, or should they learn about the different types of men? There are some men that do love their mothers so much that they, every word, everything that mom says or do, you gonna do it. Uh, because you love your mother so much. How can women in a relationship, when they come across things like that, how do they deal with it? How can they educate themselves to really learn about this particular person and know what the motive is behind his being a mama's boy?
Well, um, there is a distinction that's been around for thousands of years. It's called King, Magician, Warrior, Lover. There's actually a book out called King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. And
Uh-huh.
the book is about the four male archetypes that exist on the planet.
Okay.
And they came from uh, paintings in the what do you call it? The diagonal thing in Egypt. What do you call it? The pyramids?
Yes. The
Yeah,
pyramid. Yes.
pyramids and
Yes.
caves. Lots of humans painted those different characters around. So somebody wrote a book about it, and that would be a good book for women to read. Also, King, Magician, Warrior, Lover, because you'll be able to recognize his personality type.
Okay.
So being a king is somebody who's a leader. Being a warrior is somebody who's a protector or a narcissist. Well,
Mhm.
kings could be narcissists too. But then
Yes.
there's also the magician, who's the brilliant guy or the con artist. And then there is the lover, who is the communicator and the expresser, or he is also addictive, and he got problems. He just can't wake up.
Wow.
So I would recommend that because they talk about the different characteristics that women can actually understand in a different way than qualifying men does.
So, Tony, this is Black History Month. We're almost finished, but we celebrate ourselves
Yes.
throughout the year. Talk about Black love. We do hear that a lot. We hear Black love. Black. Explain it to us, or from your perspective, what does it mean when people are saying that Black love?
Well, I found out that there of the four races that there are particular cultural mindsets of each of the four races.
Uh huh.
So Asians are about being masterful. That's why a part of the reason why they created all those martial arts. You know, you got to be the best of the best of the best of the best. Period. End of story. If you're not that, you're in trouble. Then Indians, they're about caste. You know, are you in a good family or the bad family? So they're all about that. Basically, they're not always that, but that's the culture. Then for Caucasians, they are about transactions.
Wow.
I need to get this. They need to get that. I need to make sure everything's working. And then for Africans, colored people, we are about relationships.
Wow.
We're all about making sure we get along. That's like you hear guys, yo, homie, stromy, main macaroni, fist bump, right? Hug, talk smack, rap, and all of that stuff. And so we're all about relationships, even though we don't know about it. So when Black couples know how to get together, they are amazing. But
Wow.
but they don't get educated in that, so they have to just go from the feelings.
Absolutely. Look, tell us about some of the things that you do, the seminars and online uh, uh, programs for our lovers or people in relationships or people that want to get in relationship or date.
Okay. So the first thing I'll say is that you also check out my Facebook page. It's called the Relationship Mastery Institute. I got 320,000 followers on the page, and I post something every single day.
Wow.
I post everything. I post a 1 hour post. I schedule it from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. or sometimes just to 8 p.m. But I post all day. I schedule it at night. While y'all sleeping, I'm scheduling my post so that y'all can learn something. So that's one thing. That's one thing. Second is I'm about to start a YouTube channel. It's going to be a faceless YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel is going to be based on how to have love present in your life.
Yes.
And because it's principles. So the name of the channel is going to be called The ABCs of Love.
Ooh.
Yes. And so each video is going to be like 5 to 7 minutes, and it's going to talk about the basic structures so you can see through people. That's the purpose of that, to see through people and take people from being a rookie to at least an intermediate, or when it comes to relationship. And it's not just romance. It's about business. It's about family. It's about being able to see through people and understand them. So that's another thing. When it comes to courses that I have, I have 3 main relationship courses, but they're not the only ones. So the main was the anatomy of dating, which is the design of dating, the process, which I told you the 9 stages. Yes. The second one is called the science of relationships, which is about the 6 main problem areas in relationships. Now, there's only 6 main problem categories, but there's a billion pieces in each one of those categories. Wow. And the other problem is that you can be in 3 categories of problems at the same time and not know it. You fix one and then you wonder why it still ain't work.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. And then the third course, and that's the anatomy of dating for rookies, basic, people, the science of relationships for intermediates, and then the advanced is called the relationship mastery roadmap. Like how to determine where you are in the relationships. So are you a rookie, an intermediate, or advanced? So you learn how to create mastery, and then I give you principles to live by and homework assignments, and and you actually learn something, because Malcolm X ain't the only one that could possibly learn from reading the dictionary from cover to cover.
Right. So, Tony, talk about self-love.
Okay. Yes. One of the biggest thing, actually, the only real way that a person could love themselves fully is if they know themselves fully.
Wow.
If you don't know yourself fully, it's like being 98% pregnant. Ain't no such a thing.
No such thing.
You just either pregnant or not pregnant. And so that's why I tell people that you need to know who you are. That's the first biggest problem. Because when it comes to that, there's only two different types of relationships. Two people who don't know who they are and they expect the other person to make them happy. And then there's two people who do know who they are and they share their happiness with each other.
Woo. That is amazing. Look,
And people,
uh,
hold on, one last thing. People who know who they are, they can tell that you don't know who you are and they ain't never going to spend no time with you.
ooh, say that again.
People who do know who they are 100%, they
Yes.
can tell whether other people know who they are 100% or not. And they'll be like, no, you're not ready. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Look, to our audience again, we want to welcome you Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Our very special guest. He's the author of Qualifying Men, Your Secret Formula to Choosing the Right Man and Keeping Him. Mr. Tony Veer. So glad to have him on today. Tony,
Yes.
and let me tell our audience, if you all have any questions, comments, you all can put it in the chat. We're going to give Tony's information again when we come to the end of the show, and where you can get the book and where you can go online and see and be a part of all the things that he's doing. Tony, should people stay single? Do you recommend that some folk just stay single?
No, I don't recommend it. I recommend that they learn themselves so much that they can start seeing through other people and see who they are. Because you've heard the term game recognized game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen. That's good. When you know who you are, you game, you can see if anybody else got game or not. Same game.
Oh, wow.
So, and then also I want to put out a promotional message.
Yes.
And I am working on an app that I expect to be finished by the end of April.
Wow.
The app is called Date All You Want.
Ooh. Tell me why
Yeah.
you named it that and what is this app all about? Very
Well,
interesting.
originally I came up with this idea 2010 or 11 because I wanted people to understand how to navigate the 9 stages of the dating process. And I was going to turn it into a board game way before AI.
Wow.
But now I started working with AI, and ChatGPT and me got together. He ended up creating over 1,100 pages of how to put this together, software, coding, all of that stuff. And so the reason why I'm calling it Date All You Want is because it's an educational app that you're going to experience as a game.
Oh.
You're going to play it and play with it, and you're going to learn. And the only way you're going to learn is how you learn in real life when you experience something and the experience worked or it didn't work.
Oh, that is so cool.
I
I'm
know.
excited because I had an app developed a couple of years ago. It's called Bulvic, Bulvic. You all can go on the website and check it out. But it is really wonderful to be able to be in technology. Like you were saying, the board games are good, but when you're talking about really reaching people and reaching the masses and getting that education out to folk and playing those games online, technology is really the way to go.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you, why become a relationship expert? What was it about life or what you saw that really triggered you learning more and more and sharing and teaching about relationship?
Okay, interesting question. I can never forget the answer to that one. So, I was, have you ever heard of this company called Landmark Education, which is now Landmark Worldwide? They were a personal development company, and I worked for them. I was actually in the World Trade Center on 9/11 when the plane hit the building. But after that, I couldn't handle it anymore. Moved down to North Carolina. I stayed down there for 3 years. And then I came up, and one of my friends was like, you got to do this course. The name of the course is called, and they're still doing it, it's called the Sterling Men's Weekend. I did the Sterling Men's Weekend in October of 2004. And then in 2006, I was on a team meeting, and we decided we was going to do a relationship training session
Mhm.
for newbies so we could get them to sign up and join our clubs. Right. So I ended up being one of the coaches. I went out with another guy, and we took 7 guys out in New York, the meatpacking district, to help them. We was their wingman. We was their hitch
Yes.
in the party, and they loved what I had to say so much that they wouldn't leave me alone after that. They just wouldn't leave me alone. So then I was in another class again at Landmark, and I was coaching some people, and there was a couple of women who were in a relationship. They were lesbians with each other, and they wouldn't leave me alone because they knew I was a good coach, and they wouldn't leave me alone. After a year, they never listened, but they still didn't want to leave me alone, and they was paying me $100 a session. And then after that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do this. Maybe that's what God been trying to tell me to do all of this time. So that's how
Wow.
I got started. So 2007 is when I started taking it completely seriously, and I've been doing it ever since. I love it.
Wow. You know, as a love doctor or a relationship expert, um, I know you see the changing in what family is, and relationship is different now. It's not just a man and a woman. How do you continue to evolve with information and expertise when it comes to a community like the LGBTQ, where in they kind of may have to do the things the same, but yet they have a different perspective and experience? How do you teach and give them information and knowledge?
Well, I haven't done that very much with the LGBTQ community. One of the main reasons is because they look at me like, you ain't us. What are you talking about? Right. So I don't want to deal with that. But the structures are the same. It's just the mindset is different.
Uh huh.
And so dealing with the mindset and
Yes.
getting their respect, I could actually teach them the problem areas and let them figure it out on their own once I give them that. And I plan on after my app comes out, I know it's going to turn me into a multi-millionaire. And I'm going to build a business, and I'm going to hire some LGBTQ coaches to work with the
Ooh.
company so that they don't have to work. They don't have to do without it. But I'm going to tell you, oh, I'm sorry. I got one more secret.
Yes.
So I think I said it before. I'm a spiritual channel, and my spirit gives me all kinds of information that's like mind blowing. And I was given something about the personality types of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the workshop is called Life by Design, and it gives me access to teaching people how to recognize a person's personality just by watching them walk
Whoa.
or watching their facial expressions or the words that come out of their mouth. There's 12 personality types. 6 of them are managers who take care of today and ain't thinking about tomorrow. And
Mm-hmm.
then well, they think about yesterday and today. And then you got 6 personality types that's thinking about tomorrow and today. So you got leaders who thinks about tomorrow and managers who think about today. And my life purpose is to make sure that humanity gets that. So I will be getting that out there to the world. But I do have it as a workshop. It's a 2-day
Yes.
workshop. It is freaking epic. And it will help you raise your consciousness level, actually,
Wow.
among other things. Yeah.
It's
That's
awesome.
that's my secret ingredient. It took me 3 years to receive it from God.
Wow, that is awesome. I want to know before we give information again about where people can reach you and go
Mm.
online with your programs and where they can get the book. But let's talk about chapter 4, how to qualify men. Did you give us all the nuggets? Did you give the ladies enough secrets today or enough information that we can understand what this means by qualifying men?
Well, you need to know what he's committed to. That's the biggest thing.
I like
You
that.
also, yeah, you need to know what he's committed to. You need to know if he knows who he really is. You also need to know um, how he manages his emotions. Is he emotionally mature or not?
Wow.
Yes. And you have to know whether or not he's committed to whatever he say he's committed to, like for real, real.
Wow. I,
So those are things.
yes.
Yeah. And then
Um,
also
mhm.
one more thing is that if you're dealing with somebody and you love their potential, but you don't know how to fulfill their potential, you only got three options. One, learn how to help him fulfill his potential.
Huh?
Number two, love him regardless of whether he actually ever fulfills his potential or not, or walk away because you're going to drive yourself crazy and then drive him crazy.
Wow.
You only got three options.
Just three options. Tony, I wanted, before we let people know that your information, about one question that I had in my mind, and that is racing, dating and falling in love outside of your race. That's not a big thing now. I mean, is it still as challenging as it was in the past?
I don't think it's as challenging as it was in the past, but I still think it's very challenging
Ooh, how come?
because people of color are still dealing with being bullied, controlled, cut out. DEI, for example, is a perfect example of that.
Mhm.
It's like we're not really treated with the respect
Yes.
that we deserve and that they want. And
Mhm.
that's because the people who are racist, the people who are being that way, they are immature. And how you know that is this: they don't know the difference between success and winning.
Mm.
Winning is I win, you lose. Success is I win and everybody else wins.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Right? So that's that. And also, people who are like that, chances are they're mostly narcissistic in some way, shape, or form. Because the only narcissists like other narcissists.
Yes.
Because they got the same minds. They believe
Yes.
each other. But also, they only feel good because they don't know how to lift themselves up. So they gotta beat you down in order for them to feel better. And
Yes.
that ain't gonna work.
Wow. So there are still challenges, and we still have a lot to learn. Let's talk about the economy and relationships. This economy is challenging. Do people feel the need to still, hey, date and go out to restaurants? And I mean, because things are getting high, Tony.
Yes. Well, I could say that I travel between Brooklyn and Manhattan most of the time, and I can say that in restaurants, there's still a lot of people going to restaurants. And depending on what section of the city you're in. So if you're in Greenwich Village, in the Village,
Mhm.
or you're in Williamsburg, Brooklyn,
Yeah.
yeah, they ain't going out of business. People still spending money like they lost their mind. You know, but
Wow.
yeah, but it's not for everybody. So
Absolutely. People are kind of looking at, look, if they're not holding back or drawing back, doing a lot of things, they at least look and say, things are changing. And look, sometimes people are now going and get that Uber, get that extra job, and
mhm.
getting their income with other things and stuff like now. So things are changing. Everybody noting the shift and changes that we are experiencing now. But look, tell folk how they can get in touch with you or be a part of your platform circle, and where they can get qualifying men from.
Okay, great. Right now, I would say the best place to reach me is on my personal Facebook page because about a month ago, I started putting down a philosophical quote every day. So
Wow.
I'm calling it today's thoughts. And I just print it out. There's no images and stuff like that. But they'll be able to see the way I think personally because I'm giving people my thoughts so that they can appreciate it now as well. That's number one. Number two is that is for me the safest place for me to be dealing with visitors and people that I don't know. So they could get on my Facebook page and either send me a message
Yeah.
on Facebook directly or send me a Facebook messenger and a friend request and let me know why I should be your friend. And then we can talk from there. And then
Absolutely.
once that happens, then we can talk about maybe exchanging phone numbers. But I got too many people that I'm dealing with for me to be getting. I got so many spam calls from the medical company to insurance companies. I'm like, yeah, nah, I don't know who this is.
Wow.
So
So, Tony, do you see yourself in the future, maybe, getting married again, or
absolutely, yep, yep.
that
I'm
would be
like, I
great.
cannot wait. I try not to think about it because if I think about it, I start getting a little bit of sad. But I'm ready. But I cannot wait. Like I ain't leave. One of the things is I when I'm thinking or listening to my spirit, I be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, you heard what I said?"
Yes. I tell you
So,
what,
yeah,
one thing I feel that you're going to definitely be ready and informed, and it's going to be very easy for you because you have taken the time to learn. Sometimes we get into relationships and we don't know, we don't even know the people. We don't, like you said, sometimes we don't even know ourselves. And so
right.
we make the task harder because
Yep.
we leave out, ignorance is not bliss. And
Yes.
so you being informed and learning about yourself and knowing, where you how you qualify, and all those good nuggets are going to really help you in the end. We really love that. So, Tony, we want to say thank you so much for being on. It's been a pleasure. Look, Valentine's Day came and gone. We were hoping to have you then, but we were just like glad that you could come and be with us on today.
Mhm. Yep. Okay, great. And I'm gonna leave you with this statement because you just said something that inspired me to say it.
Mhm.
Education is expensive, but
Ooh,
not as expensive as ignorance.
ooh. And that's an amen. That's an amen. Tony, thank you so much. We're going to be talking with you again. Looking forward to getting your information because I would really love to see, the things that you're doing, and to
Yeah.
also get that information as well for myself, and to
Yep.
continue to share who you are with our audience. So thank you again, Tony. Have a
Yep.
wonderful, wonderful day.
All right. You too. Thank you.
All
Awesome.
right. Thank you. Oh, wow. So listen, Dr. Tony Beer, the love doctor. I just amazed, and I'm really thankful that he's on. You all make sure you check him out. He's on Facebook at Tony Beer, Tonyvear. And just check him out and everything. Um, Check out what he's doing, what he's saying, his great book, his workshop. And looking forward to the app that comes out and things like that. So we're really, really excited about where he is, where he's going. And not only that, informing us, ladies. This is our ladies segment, honey. Are you all ready? Are you doing well in your relationships? Are you keeping up with the times and how things are changing? Are you loving on yourself? Are you bringing value to a partnership, a relationship? Are you managing things wherein you can be the best at who you are and who you're with? Mr. E is back in the house. Mr. E, how was your meeting?
Well, I had a great meeting. I had a great meeting, but I'm back on the saddle again. I want to let you know, Tony, I'm still examining it. I got to read your book because,
Yes.
I fell out with Steve Harvey because Steve Harvey was giving everybody all the right answer to to um, to know what the man is thinking.
Mr. E, why did you fall out with Steve Harvey?
I fell out with Steve Harvey because Steve Harvey was giving everybody advice on what to do about a man, to do with
Ooh,
a man, and how to know what a man is all about. And
what did
so
he do wrong?
I think that the secrets is just like nobody is saying what to do with a woman. See how to deal with a woman, and then I was looking at Steve Harvey's his story of success. Well, I said that if Steve Harvey could have been on point, then Steve Harvey wouldn't have how many wives? how many divorces? You know,
But the thing about it is he
and
probably learned, just like Tony was telling us, he said by the time you get to number three, you should be an expert.
well,
And
see,
so,
this is what gets me, and I don't want to fall out with Tony. I know the time has expired.
yes,
But what gets me so much is that all these pros out here, all these professionals writing books, they should be writing books on how I failed and have not been successful.
why would you? What do you think about that, Tony? Even though we've said goodbye to Tony, respond to that, please.
Okay. It's good to teach to let people know how you failed because Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times
Woo!
creating a light bulb before he actually was able to get it right. The Wright brothers
Yes.
messed up a bunch of times too. So that's how it goes. Learners learn because they learn it in the school of hard knocks. In the school of hard knocks, growth is mandatory, but speed is optional.
But see, growth is mandatory. But if
Yes.
you're learning from the mistakes that one has had doing experience, if you
Yes.
learn from that, then you be able to do what you got to do in order to do what you have to do. But see,
Right.
but when you do what you got to do in order to do what you have to do, you learn from every mistake that there is made for growth. But when there is no learning, some people have not learned yet how to deal and how to understand and how to move, how to go up and how to go down. Some people had not learned the lesson, and that's why they're still in the same boat that they're still traveling in because they have not learned from lessons that was already displayed before them.
Um,
Well,
go ahead.
another thing, yeah, another thing is that I said this before, but I'll say it again, is that the educational system is designed to teach people how to do things, not to teach people how to think, how to be independent thinkers. I'm so grateful that I grew up in Reverend Ike's church because he was teaching people how to be independent thinkers by how to think about the Bible and how the Bible is trying to tell you how to be independent thinkers.
Mhm.
My mom also gave me permission to be independent thinkers. So, like everywhere I look, that's all I've been doing. Because I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not trying to. Nope, you can't make me do what I don't want to do. And
Well,
so,
and that's a true
Mhm.
statement. And that's a true statement. Folks can't make you do what you got to do.
Mhm.
You get your independent. Folks don't control you. You control yourself. And I'm
right,
quite sure that every man, and you said something earlier that made sense to me. And what you said earlier that made sense to me, a man wants to be the security guard and want to make sure that a woman is secure, but he don't want nobody to tell him to put him down. He don't want to be belittled. See, if you're gonna tell it, you got to tell that man has pros and cons. You got to
right,
tell it that men it don't need to be. They got a mama. They don't need another mama. They need a helpmate. They need somebody gonna work along with them.
right,
Somebody not gonna be in this competition world that we're living in today. We're living in a competitive world where women against man and man against women, and and it should not be. And even though they say we're equal, but it should be to the point. And then when I write my book, I'm gonna tell the story
Yeah,
about
go on and write that book.
how 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 men really are.
Well,
I'm
listen,
gonna
you
let
got a
them
lot of
know that
experience
in
too.
order for I'm gonna let them know in order for you to nab the right man, to get the right man, you cannot have a ghost on your back.
Well, I tell
right,
you what, I really believe that we can teach when we've gone through. Our journey gives us the tools and information, if uh, where we can sit back and we can strengthen our brother. When we've been converted, when we've gotten knowledge, we can sit back and say, look,
And
don't do
that's a
this,
good statement.
don't do that, don't go down that road, don't
That's
do
a
like
good
I did.
statement.
And
Strengthen.
people, I'm saying you are able to teach when you have gone through things. And that's what qualifies. Sometimes, everybody don't go to college, but everybody don't go, but life teaches us that we're able to learn and we can strengthen and we can inspire and we can motivate others. That's our job, to make sure the things that we learn that can help others, that we give that out. We don't have to keep it to ourselves. We don't need to keep things in us wherein somebody can learn from. And so,
And then if you're a grown man, you still ought to be able to be taught. There are some
oh,
things that
that's, yeah.
we don't know it all. We don't know it all. And you got to be able to be teachable. And if you're teachable, if you're willing to be learn, if you're teachable, then you can learn. But if there is
Absolutely.
no if you and I believe that folks has to know, Mr. Beer, that folks has to know how to teach, and they got to distinguish the tone of being belittling folks or helping them to rise.
Well,
Well,
You
yes.
know,
that-
Go ahead,
because
well,
Tony,
that's
before we
the
leave.
reason why women do that is because it's part of their instinct, but they don't know how to use the instinct that they have. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Women want to feel safe and secure. So what they focus on more than anything else is what can take away their safety and security. And so they complain about what they're mostly committed to. They if they're complaining, they're really telling you what they're committed to. If you don't
Mm.
understand it, you're gonna feel like you're making you wrong. But no, I can't have the house look like this anymore. I can't take it. I don't feel safe and secure like that. But they don't use that word safety and security. So we men don't know this. But that's what's going on. As a matter of fact, one of the things I used to do when I was in the dating process still, after my second divorce, I was married to a divorced wife, got two kids, two daughters, and I went to a bar with the last lady I dated. Her name was Tracy. She passed away last year. Daggone it. Anyway, we went to a place and I was listening, and I was like, when I hear a woman complaining, if I can handle the complaints that they have, I'm
Mhm.
willing to deal with them. But if I can't handle or don't want to handle the complaints they have, I am out. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Absolutely. Um, I tell you what, it's so much to know, so much to learn, and we hope that you all have done just that. But look, don't forget that Tony has workshops and information and a book that you can check out and find out, how you can, better yourself, how you can better your relationship, how you can manage your life, and how you can love yourself. And so, just like you was telling us earlier, Tony, learning and educating ourselves is key. And so, when we stop learning, I don't, we're still on the planet and we stop learning, what's going to happen to us? We're going to be just like that the grapes on the vine that Jesus said, look, you ain't got no, I don't have no more use for you. I'm going to curse you. If you don't have nothing else to put inside of yourself to keep growing, you're in a bad position. So,
Matter of fact, what you're saying reminded me of a particular quote from In Living Color.
mhm,
So
mhm.
handyman,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes,
Remember, he would
I
see something,
remember.
he'd be like, "Uh-oh, here comes to wubble. You ain't learning. Here comes to wubble."
That's right.
Right.
I tell you, we gotta always learn more about life and ourselves. So
Mm.
look, thank you so much, Tony, again. Thank you for being with us, and we'll talk with you real soon.
Yay.
God bless. I just
Mm.
want to remind you all over here, TikTok. Look, I'm coming with the conversation with the lady. I'm going to announce it as soon as I can. We're going to talk about a lot of things that's going on. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about me, how we can kind of like get together and uh, you know, just just talk. We need to talk. We need to find out where we are in life, what we're doing, and how we can help one another. So, yeah, so Mr. E, great information from Tony. Oh, wow. We can always learn more and more about relationships. People are always changing. Each year or each stage that we go through in life, we can learn more of how we can better get along with folks.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. And thank folks for tuning in. You know, thank him so much.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so I'm going to be on for a few more minutes, Mr. E. We're going to say goodbye to you. Thank you so much for joining us and being a great co host. Sorry your meetings get in the way of, some things, but I tell you what, we get enough of you to, share with the listeners, the viewers, and have a good show. So, Thank you again. I'm going to be on just a few more minutes talking to our audience about some upcoming shows and shouting out. I saw my friend Amanda. Hi, Amanda. How are you, love? Let's see who else is up here. We got folk on, hold on TikTok. The names go so fast on TikTok. I'm going to try to pull down some of these names and see who else is on. Let's see. Is that TKA? Some of the names I can't pronounce because some of the names I have not seen. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your support. Sheila Roberts, if you're here on Facebook Live, we want to say hello to you all. Whoever is on Facebook Live and I can't see you, thank you so much for joining us. You always support me, support us, and I want to say thank you so much for that. Again, I wanted to announce that I'm going to be doing a conversation with Yolanda, the lady. We're going to start here on. I'm going to start here on TikTok. I will be giving you the information on how you can join that platform, and we're going to have a good time talking about everything. In the meantime, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channels. We're on YouTube at Crystal Records One, CRISTO Records One. Also, FYI, radio show host Yolanda Hinton on YouTube. Of course, TikTok. If you all on these other platforms and you have not gone over to TikTok at Yhinton, YHINTON, please go over there and follow me. I will follow you back, baby. And and all the other channels. Facebook. We got Facebook platform, Yolanda Hinton, Edward Everett. You can go to Mr. E's page. We got Yolanda Hinton's fan page over there on Facebook. We got Bullvic over there on Facebook. We have FYI Radio Show on Facebook. We have IFYI on Facebook. We have so many platforms, so many channels here. Of course, TikTok, again, Twitter, LinkedIn. Go over there, Yhinton, and join us. Instagram, you got FYI on Instagram. It's everywhere. So we'll make sure we reach as many people as possible. We've been in radio for 11 years, and we want to continue to share and give you great information. We also want to motivate and inspire you to rise above mere survival and find success. So I tell you what, I'm going to go. It's Friday, and I love, moving around and having a good time. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Anyway, excuse me. I want to remind you of our upcoming shows. FYI Sports Talk on Monday. FYI After Dark. Of course, we only have a few more days for our Black History celebration. Wednesday, men's issues. Fun Friday, women's issues. There are segments like Hot Topics. We also have cryptocurrency, money, and more. Mr. Jason Baker, he's going to be on in March. Please tune in. He's giving great information about cryptocurrency and Bitcoins and where that is going in our society. I know you all, if you haven't invested yet, I know you're listening and hearing a lot about it. He's coming with information and his perspective, and what's going on in our economy as far as cryptocurrency, money, and more. So please, in March, I'll make the announcement. We'll be dealing with that. Also in March, we're going to be doing our women's segment. National Women's Day is March the 8th, but International Women's Month, we'll be highlighting women in business and politics and education and all kind fields, we want you to join us and let's celebrate women. So, look, gotta go. You all be blessed. Have a good weekend and make sure you join us back here for Monday's Sports Talk. All right? Right. Have a good weekend.